Marcus. Welcome to Treetop Hobby Woodworks. My name is Gregory. Today I'm going to give a full tour of the shop and my sawmill. If you're new to woodworking or just getting started or kind of a beginner, this might be just for you. I am starting from scratch. All my tools are begged or borrowed. The space is begged or borrowed. And a lot of people have faith in me, and I'm going to try to build something out of it. This is the MechMaxx SM36 Sawmill. It is a portable sawmill. We did not get the trailer with it. Didn't figure we were going to move it. I house here at a tree trimming service, so there's tons of lumber coming in, and that's where we get our product. At least most, trying to recycle product and upgrade it as opposed to just throwing it away. This has kind of been a huge learning curve for me because I had no experience other than what I'd seen on YouTube. But I'm still learning and things are going well. We just built our first project. Check out the last video where I built a big cedar planter bench or benches out of a milled red cedar tree that was cut down here in Dallas-Fort Worth area. It's a 36-inch wide. I forget what the choke is. I want to say it's 8 or 10 inches. It is hand pushed. You'll see some video of that right now. And it's probably about 16 feet long, so I can get pretty good sized wood on there. Yet it says it's 36. I would be hard pressed to do much more than 34, maybe 35 inches in diameter, just because you're really getting into some heavy wood pieces. We have them, or we get them. But, you know, that sort of thing is not the norm. Most stuff is between 20 and probably 25 inches in diameter. And this thing handles it great. Chewed up a couple blades, made the mistakes you might expect, hitting nails and not getting things set correctly. There is some fine tuning with this. If you're ever going to get into one of these, I definitely recommend this as a good starter or beginning level sawmill. You also noted some of this fantastic art that we did on there. My son's actually a very accomplished artist. He's in film school right now. And he got out here with spray paint and tape and did me a little favor, try to get a little more character out of it. This thing's a lot of fun. Okay, so this is my old Delta Milwaukee joiner, 6 inches. Kind of a love-hate relationship with this. I love having a joiner. It was free. We'll talk about the other tools, but I got the bandsaw, the joiner, and a planer, all from my dad, who wasn't using them before, and he was more than happy to let me use them. As you can see, I'm going to replace the belt, the wheel. This is our last video. I did a whole video on just repairing the original wheel on it. Didn't do it right, clearly. But here again, I'm kind of learning some more of the shop mechanics and how valuable and important one of these is. Of course, you can get them much bigger, and you probably should if you're going to do things like fine woodworking. For what I'm doing right now, this is fine. Anyway, if you can get one, get one. I've found several on Facebook Marketplace, and they're anywhere from $200 to $1,200, and you can get great used equipment. Of course, it's like anything else. It's kind of use your buyer beware sort of a thing. It's really important for good straight edges. You do one flat edge, one edge out here, then you take it over your planer and finish it up. This beast is my Northfield bandsaw. This one I also kind of took from my dad. He volunteered it. It's all, I'm going to throw down some statistics on the screen here to give you an idea of how it is, but from my understanding, they are the last remaining manufacturer of major woodworking equipment in the United States, up in Northfield, Michigan. This thing is a beast. I believe it's a 20-inch wheel, and it's going to require a little refurbishment. I took the old tires off. I've got new urethane wheels I ordered online for both pieces. But again, it still is a monster. It is belt driven. It's a 3-phase motor. It runs off the 220, but I have to have a phase converter with it. The reason I'm not using the joiner or the bandsaw yet is because I'm still trying to get the 220 into the shop here. Hopefully that happens in the next couple weeks. I'm going to do a full video on all my upgrades or at least refurbishment efforts to get this thing up and running. You can see that wheel's perfect. It's been spinning since I started this video. I'll probably get a 1/2-inch blade for it. I do have a much thinner. I think it's a 1/4-inch blade. That's probably too thin for a lot of the stuff I'm going to do. I can see myself doing a lot of resurfacing it. You can see it's got decent clearance. Should be a pretty nice piece. This is my old Black & Decker, nope. This is my old Sears Craftsman folder planer method. It's 12-inch by 12-inch planer. This thing has been through air. Here again, I got to have 220 to power. So as soon as that gets done, we're going to clean up the chains. It's also belt driven. It's a good machine. It probably needs new knives, just like the joiner. But I'm super excited to use this because this is a game changer as far as getting things flat and perfect. No, you don't have to have the best one. Buy the best tools you can afford. It'd probably be the best advice. And since this was free, I could afford it. Okay, essential tools. You do not have to have all these tools to do woodwork. A lot of this comes from my own shop stuff that I've built up over the years. Like I said, some of it's borrowed, like my father gave me some of these bigger tools. I've got people like Mark that give me the table saw and a router and that sort of thing. All these things are available. You might just start with asking around people you know. Post something on your Facebook to your friends and say, hey, anybody got tools that they're not using laying around? You'd be amazed what you might come up with. Second option is Facebook Marketplace or eBay. You can find all sorts of used equipment, fantastic deals. Might be just exactly what you're looking for, just what you need, at least to get started. I guess my favorite or most used tool is probably the DEWALT drill. That's my old one. I got one battery left. I don't trust these things. My dad's shop almost burned down because of this. Because the bad chargers, old batteries, I can smell that. Yeah, I can smell that. The burning there. This is my new look set. So a standard drill and then an impact drill. Super critical, especially any kind of building process that you're doing. DEWALT is really for the job site sort of build, but you can use it for your in-shop tool processing tool. Circular saw. This is my third one I've ever owned. I used to have an old skill saw corded, and then I changed over to Black & Decker. But this guy, it's a trooper. Very good. Well, I would say this is probably the best place to start. One thing that I will bring in that's a very basic tool is your basic wood saw. This is not fancy. This is Harbor Freight. I want to say $8. And, for getting off rough edges and that sort of thing, things that your miter saw don't necessarily get to, this guy is essential. This is the old Stanley 35-foot. Found a Klein Tools 25-foot. This thing's got magnets in the front. It's got a catch on the top and the back. You can hold finger, or you can express hold. It's a really good tape measure. A rubber mallet for woodworking, super important. This one's got shot in it. You can get them just plain old rubber mallets. You can get wooden mallets. There's a lot of videos on building your own wooden mallets. I'm probably going to do one these days just because they look really freaking cool. A nailer. This is kind of a new thing for me. My wife and I did a new ceiling in our laundry room, and we put paneling up above it. This thing was a lifesaver. I have a compressor air nailer that does much bigger nails for construction. That's really also awesome. Has to be connected to a compressor. This one, battery in, you're good to go. A lot of finished carpentry. You see, I did almost all my planters that way, and my birdhouse. So, go back and look at those videos, see how this is used. We'll mix in some pretty cherry too. I might consider myself a DEWALT fanboy just because I know it works and it lasts. I dropped one of these, probably this guy, off a 10-foot ladder, and guess what happened? Nothing. It was fine. Still works great. Ryobi, corded camera drill. Super important. I don't feel like you need to spend a whole ton of money on this if you're not using it every day. Use it every day, you definitely need probably an upgrade, but this is a great tool. I was using this brush to do work on a live edge. I was using it on the drill, this guy, and probably not the best use for this thing, just because you're running that motor and that battery hard and hot for a long time. Corded drill, no problem. This thing is a smoke show. 4-foot level. This thing isn't even that straight, but it is a straight edge, and it will give me a plumb line, at least within a good, probably 1/64th tolerance. Definitely get one of these. These are speed clamps. Just started using these. These are lifesavers. We've probably got a half a dozen here. I need an array of 20 would be ideal. We'll get there. But super important for you blow up orders. You need ones that are longer. You need ones that are shorter. So start looking up marketplace and those sort of things. Fantastic. Next most important thing to have is a sander. This is just a Black & Decker 5-inch orbital, and I freaking love it. This thing's a beast. It locks on. So you can turn it on, you lock it on so your hand doesn't get so much pressure. There are much better sanders than this, orbitals, random orbital sanders. I'm sure the Feist tool would be the way to go, but you will get this for 40 bucks. You find it on Marketplace for 25 or 30 bucks. A router, I got a bed or a whole case of router bits that I can use. And for getting into more fine woodworking or trying to tool things to get wood to fit together, really essential. You can get smaller hand routers. That would be my next purchase. Table saw here. A couple of videos ago, I didn't have one. I was having the rip cut and then put things over the joiner to keep flat base. Huge lifesaver. Also of note, the most dangerous tool in the shop. You cannot underestimate these at all. And if you do, it's to your peril. You'll lose a finger or full hand or arm. You don't wear gloves with this sort of thing. You have to be super paying attention. You got to make sure the fence is operating correctly, is good, smooth, reactive, tightening down with positions. Super great tool, but very dangerous. You got to be super careful. This one does have those plastic guards for it. I find them to be a little bit impractical. And even this little catch here is fairly practical, but it's also super important. If you've ever had a piece of wood fly out of that and hit you, you won't die, but you'll wish you had. With the joiner and table saw and band saw and maybe the planer, push sticks and push bars are super important. I think I got this set on Amazon for 15 or 20 bucks. You cannot beat it. It's fantastic. Rubber bases that really grab the wood and help you push through, keeping your hands and digits away from these blades. In particular, router tables, joiners, table saws. You never want to push. You never want to push a board through here like this. That's just a recipe for disaster. Using this push stick, which is primarily what I use with the table saw, you'd be surprised how nice even push through on this thing. Getting them instead of your cut, and that thing's a lot more comfortable and makes you feel a lot more silly. Again, safety, safety, safety. My favorite power tool is probably my miter saw. Now this is an old Delta. What was that, a 10-inch? Yeah, a 10-inch compound miter saw. Unfortunately, on the last project in the video, this guard, the catch went out. So I'm in the market, or I will be in the market to get a new one. Are we going to get a Hercules that looks just like the DEWALT? But it's a good tool. Every review I've seen says it's fantastic. Nice clean cuts. This is a really good saw, super precise. And even this ratty old banger has really done some nice work. Some of the other things that I probably don't have here to look at are sawhorses. You can get a set for 30 to 50 bucks. Go to Harbor Freight, go on Amazon, see what you can find. Those are super important. Work surfaces. That one's pretty much just my catch-all. This one is my working surface. Would I love this to be a 4x8 huge piece with the table saw tied into it? Yes, I would. And we'll get there eventually. I have a huge 4x8 piece of melody over there that would be perfect as a big workbench. Love to get it on casters, be able to level the feet, and get a nice flat table on that. We'll get there. Again, I'm going from probably most essential to least essential. You don't have to have all these things. Dust collection. Right now, my dust collection consists of this guy and my back. Obviously, that's something I really want to get into. Dust is not safe for your lungs. You should be wearing respirators. I don't. Normally, unless I'm cutting a lot of cedar on the mill. The dust can be pretty toxic and dangerous if you're not careful. With that said, there's lots of options. I'm going to put a link to a great video on dust collection systems that you can get from Harbor Freight or Amazon. And there's some great options out there that won't cost you as much as the Feist tool and whatnot. You should definitely consider those things and plan on having that stuff built in. I'm planning on it. We'll get there. Zip square. This is an important piece. This is probably very standard for any builder, whether they're working out and framing up houses or working in a shop. You need one of these. It's very important. It basically catches a 90 degree. You can measure off angles with it. It's very fast. You can hold it with your saw. You can plane it up there and run along with it. Big bench square. Probably also essential. This may have to move up the list a little bit of things that you got to have on your shop. They're notched with measurements on both sides. Really important. You can find these at Harbor Freight very inexpensively. Don't go out and buy the woodpecker stuff. Go out for that unless it's Christmas. Okay. Not that important, but they do sell very good, square, properly built instruments and tools like marking pencil. You'll see these at every Home Depot or Lowe's. Walk out. You can buy them 50 cents on pop. Get you 2 or 3 of these, sharpen with a pocket knife. Last and least used is this little Delta bandsaw right there. That was one of the tools my wife gave me years ago, and I've used it. I haven't used it in years. I intend to use it more here for smaller charcuterie board cuts and that sort of thing. Finer cuts. It's it's 1/4 inch or maybe 5/8 inch blade on it, so it's very, very narrow. It's for much finer tuning. I just replaced the urethane wheels on that. Should be good to go. Delta is a great brand. I will also mention that anytime you buy a set of DEWALT tools in a set, most of the time you'll get some sort of a bag with it. Keep those bags, use those. I use the heck out of these things. All my batteries, all my tools can be transported in this, and I do that every day. I take it from home to the shop to home again, because we do so much stuff around the house. Super handy. Little clutter. They're full of sawdust. Get a little dirty, but that's okay. That's the point. And of course, I told you earlier, not really talking about the hammers and the screwdrivers. Here again, go to Harbor Freight. If you're trying to start this on a budget, start there. I bought an entire tool set for almost not quite $300. That has all my ratchets, screwdrivers, Allen wrenches, all the attachments, both imperial and metric. Those smaller things can be had. And again, marketplace or eBay, any shopping online source. Get what you pay for. So you can't expect a Harbor Freight screwdriver set to be as good as, I don't know, Woodpecker. Does Woodpecker even make screwdrivers? I don't know.
Hey, thanks for coming on the shop tour. If you're into small builds, big builds, learning to run sawmills, outfitting your own shop, drop a like, maybe subscribe. It really helps the channel develop and grow, and we can get our content out in front of other people. Have a great day. We'll check you on the next one.